Hey Gemini, welcome to your March reading. Maybe my mic a bit closer, oh, pardon me. You're very close to me and I don't have much space to put my cards, but the sun is coming in really hot now. We are at, it's 1 o'clock, so the sun is just peeking over the midpoint. So the sun's about to come in here. And my laptop's getting really hot. So we're just working with a small space and you're probably zoomed into my lovely face. Let's have a look. So I'm using the Archangel Power Tarot as the main deck, and then I'm also using Archangel Oracle and the Indigo Angel Oracle as well. It's an angelic month. We're in Pisces season, and Pisces to me gives me that very angel connecting spiritual energy anyway. That's why I was drawn to use them. And we've been seeing a lot of angel numbers. You may have had a lot of synchronicities lately. And it's a very guiding time. I definitely feel like it's when we feel the angelic presence a lot more clearly at this time of year. I've so minimal space. It's all squishy. I'm working outside as well. It's why I didn't even bring the background out. Both of them, okay. I'm just working with what I've got for this month because I've had birthdays and we've had sickness in the house. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. Like, I think I've had my kids' sickness, but I didn't get it in the way that they did. It's just made me feel quite run down in general, a little bit sniffly. So I haven't really been in the mood to record, and then obviously I have left it all last minute as usual. Mum life. So here we are. Okay, we're starting off with 9 of Michael. It says your worry is unnecessary. Focus on your thoughts, on the outcome that you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, and worries to your angel. So it's definitely a time where you can release all your worries, and with the energies that we're working with, it really is in our best interest to kind of overcome our worries and fears and not let them hinder us and keep us in a stagnant energy. And this is something that I want you to be aware of personally, Gemini, is don't let something stop you just because it seems scary or just because it's harder or you have worries in regards to it. I feel like it's the type of energy with the astrology we're working with that if something is scary or like we're just fearful, that's the direction we should be taking. As long as it's not detrimental to our health, going to cause us more issues by taking it, we know that that's the wrong move, right? But if something is just scary, for example, myself, I'm going to have to move. I have been saying it throughout my readings the last year. I've been going for a separation, and then we had all these, anyway, I have to move at some point because of all this stuff that I've been going through instead of going on a long essay about my life. Basically, I'm going to have to move. That's really scary for me. Like, I have to move home in a country I've never moved home on my own before with 3 kids. I've never done that alone. And then having to think of the dynamics of having 3 kids and 3 cats, trying to have the space for that and be allowed to have that. I've never rented in Australia, and there's potential that I'll have to rent here. All of those things are very scary, right, when you haven't done it before. But I know that I have to face these fears. I mean, not that I have a whole lot of choice, but I know that on the other side of overcoming that fear and just doing the hardest part of it, which is finding the place and moving, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be my own space. It's going to be like our own little fresh start for me and the kids, where we begin our own memories, our own space, our own energy. I feel like it'd be very positive. But it's scary. And if I didn't overcome those fears and let it consume me, it's going to be a whole lot of stress for something I have to go through anyway. And this is exactly the type of energy I'm feeling for you, Gemini, is realizing that you need to face the fears, because what is on the other side of that is more than likely going to be in alignment with exactly what you want. And the stresses and worries are just causing you stress and worries. And I do think it's good to always think on this perspective that stress and worries affect absolutely nothing but yourself. They don't improve anything. They don't make anything better. They most certainly don't make anything easier. So if we can find it in us to take time to de-stress, whether it be relaxing, whether it's taking a moment to breathe and release our worries. Again, these cards are saying give your worries to the angels. If this is a spiritual practice that helps you, what I like to do, because my sort of spiritual look on the world is more of universal energy. It's what I'm most comfortable with, because I don't believe in religion, and that hinders my spiritual like how I like to associate these things with. I do believe in angels and all these other things, and I believe in, I'm like an omnist. I believe that there's truth to all religions, but I don't believe in religions because they're man-made and they are made to suppress the masses, and dumb us all down and all that kind of crap. However, so what I'm saying is the way that I do it for myself is to take a deep breath, and then I literally breathe out all the stresses, all the worries, and to me, I'm visually just putting that out in the world, and I'm inhaling whatever it is I want. So joy, happiness, positivity, motivation, releasing stagnant energy, releasing procrastination. I can't talk now. It's just getting rid of anything that you're feeling in that moment by breathing it out and then breathing in what you want. It really is a great spiritual practice. It is a medication for yourself, to get into the habit of that. And I feel like that does a whole lot for us in terms of when we are stressed, worried, anxieties, whatever it is that is affecting you in that moment. So if that is a good practice for you, definitely take that on, please. Use it to your benefit. Our next card. I'm just going to touch on the card that is this crossing energy is passion. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love, life, and career. Keep that in mind because I'm going to go back to that. We have Ace of Michael. Definitely new beginnings. Things are ending, and that really, really does justify what I'm feeling with this fears being just that's going into the unknown. It's a fear of that. It's a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Don't let them fears get in the way. Clear up communication problems with others. Now, with the passion, the crossing energy from these worries, I do feel like it potentially is to do with relationships and the financial dynamics there for some of you. Trust in your intuition. The whole Pisces energy is that we are really divinely guided during this time. The flow of intuition that comes through is amazing, and sometimes we're not even aware of that's exactly what it is. We just feel something's not right, and we know exactly what it is as well, but then we trick ourselves because we're worried of what that means we have to do. Oh, you spilt your drink. It's okay. We'll take your clothes off when we get inside. So this card is saying to trust your instincts and go for what you want and what you desire. You go sleepies on my knees then. Have you done it? There you go. I've got to keep him happy while I'm recording. There is this kind of need. I feel like you know exactly what you want. I feel the need to hold that close to your heart with decisions that you're making. Go for what it is that you're craving within your heart. This will actually push you in the right direction, and I feel will actually act as a driving force. So keep that in mind. The next card, I cannot see what it is. It's under all the cards, but instantly there's a horse. There's a driving force. There's something that's telling you to take this journey. Okay, we have Knight of Raphael. Romantic, dramatic, poetic, and introspective. It's definitely a time to reflect on the relationships that we have. This says committed romantic relationships, being swept off your feet, situations or topics that make your heart flutter. It's definitely a time for you to focus on what makes you feel all those things. What brings joy, what helps you feel that you're I want to say confident and comfortable in your life, that you can face anything. And I feel like that's what you should be chasing. However, I feel like you have that support for you, and it comes with you making these choices. And I feel like you already know exactly what choices you need to make. But again, fear, something's been holding you back. I do feel that once you take these next steps, and again, you're getting on the horse and you're riding into the distance in terms of you're leaving behind you what no longer serves you. This next card is 8 of Ariel. Now, I want to remind you again that passion, drive, enthusiasm is what is the crossing energy. This is the key ingredient to success from where you're going. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect, and consider getting additional educational training. So in areas where you are wanting to expand and grow, don't feel that you have everything you need, so you don't need to learn anything new. Even if it's something that you're very knowledgeable on, it does not hurt to make sure to get external advice, to check on your resources, or to study and learn in an area to either refresh. Even doctors, I mean, actually, there's so many GPs out there that should be taking a lot more refresher courses, because even though you've studied it once, things change, or we're not necessarily boxes of information. Sometimes we need to refresh our mind. And I feel like if there's something you're passionate about but you are unsure, just getting that study, getting that refresher in that area, or hanging out, don't know why this is coming to me, so it might be relevant to someone, even hanging around the type of people that you want in your life, or the type of lifestyle you want, being in that can just reassure or build up the confidence in that area that will help you towards your goals. But again, I feel like it's saying you're doing a great job and you're actually being commended for taking these steps, which is why I do feel that you may have just the fears there that or the worries that what this may or may not mean, or what it might just, as though it's, taking this route is a slight risk. Take that risk, release the worries. I feel as though it's going to pay off. We have leadership, so definitely take control here, and passion, drive, it's all saying you be the one, have confidence, off you go. It's time for you to assume your leadership role, powers and position, and lovingly guide others. I do feel like you need to follow your heart. Again, that comes with having passion. You're following your heart and your full potential. It's time for you to take the lead in this. You may as well, I feel like Gemini, I've said to you, you might have to just put your big boy pants on. This is not gender related, it's just something we say in society, isn't it? Put your big boy pants on and take control. Maybe even having to be the one that's making the decisions. It's hard, it sucks being that person, but it gets you to where you want to be quicker, and it also just, in the whole larger scheme of things, it's action, it's kind of the whole dynamic of getting things rolling onto the next level. That's better for everybody, because sticking and staying in something because you're worried only hinders your progress, and nothing changes. It doesn't get better or worse. Sometimes it gets worse, but it's not going to get any better, because action is always needed in order to keep things naturally cycling. We're cyclic beings, we live in a cyclic world, and we need to harness that energy in order to live a fulfilled life. Time to create. So it is time to get creative. Passion, create. I feel like follow your heart 100%. You need to create something, bring something into existence, and it is time for you to be that person who's being creative. It also is enjoy the ride. I need to sneeze. I'm sorry if I sneeze randomly. I'm going to keep talking. It's time to create, which means to me, I feel like it's time to have fun and do something that brings joy into your life. Being creative is generally getting out of the logical, getting out of the mundane, and kind of spicing things up. Get spicy. We all love a good bit of spice. I don't understand people who don't, but so I'm going to stick with that. We all love a good bit of spice. The Empress. This is really good. So the Empress card, she knows exactly who she is, where she's at, where she's going, and she really is the reason why she is in this position. This is Archangel Gabriel in this card. Time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. So definitely time to be creative. You will be rewarded with luxurious or abundant resources. So it's definitely heading you towards exactly what you're craving, what you're desiring. I feel like your desired outcome will be achieved by you making the moves, by taking the risk, being that leader, and heading for exactly what you want. I'm loving that for you, Gemini. And I do feel like you're in control here. You're like, again, we've got King of Michael. So Michael is very grounding energy. He's like, I always refer to Archangel Michael as the brotherhood. To me, he's like my brother. When I connect, not my real brother, it's like the brother in arms, the brother who's by my side, supporting and protecting. And this is an energy of kind of security, of ambitious and being confident. He says, principled, rational, ambitious and respected, wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. And this is what I was saying while in terms of relationships, I feel like you need to be the leader. You might have to be a bad guy if you are not happy in a relationship and it needs to come to an end. For those of you that's relative to, I'm not saying end your relationships if you're happy, obviously. But if you know that that's the path this is taking, it's time for you to just stop worrying, and as well, don't worry about other people. It is really hard, and I did everything within my power to be compassionate. I was the most supportive person. I was still a supportive wife while we were separated, in terms of making sure he would, like, I got him his new job with him. I did all his buddy training with him. I signed him up for freaking Tinders and things like that for him. Was always, because I used to pay the bills when we were married, and then he wanted control of everything. I was the one that taught him where it all comes from, where it's going. I mean, did not always use all that, and it's gone to shit on his end. But I did all that I could to be supported, and it meant nothing. I might as well have not have done that. And I just feel like in relationships, we try so hard to be good to people, especially because their love's still there. At times, for me, the love is always still there for me until you break that love by fully trashing me. And my love was always still there in the beginning. Just because I'm no longer in that relationship anymore, it does not mean that I don't care for that person or that I want the bad for them. It's the type of person I am. And I'm getting that kind of sense here of what you wanted to be the good person. This might not be relevant to you, so please take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, this is for Gemini's energy that we're working with here. Does not mean that the analogy refers to you before you're all biting my head off and stuff. What I'm saying is that, just as an example, I might as well have been a bitch, because I'm pretty sure that I was victim, like the whole victim mindset has just made it out as though I was, even though I know within all of my wholehearted that I've never been anything but the bestest person in that situation. I actually think that nobody else, I've never known anyone act how loving and kind and compassionate that I acted, and it really did not get me anywhere in my life, and I should have just been the bad person that I feel you just need to be. You just have to rip off band-aids and focus on your life. We're all always way too busy and worrying what everybody else thinks in society and what other people we care about will think and feel. But at the end of the day, you're the person that has to live with decisions that you make. You're the person that has to live in the dynamics that you're living in. And if that's not sitting well with you anymore, you're the one that has to make those decisions for yourself. You can try as you might to make decisions for other people, but they're responsible for themselves. In terms of children and things like that, it is different, and you are the adult, you got to take charge. But in terms of just in relationships, if you're coming to an end, they need to learn that you're no longer that support for them anymore. I do think, yeah, be a good person if someone needs support and they're supporting you. But when it's a dynamic where there's literally no scale, in my scenario there was not, you're just being taken for a ride. And understand you need to think about number one. And I feel like with this, just be true with your integrity, stay true to who you are, but be honest, communicate exactly how you're feeling, and how somebody else takes that, reacts to that, uses that is on them and not on you, and it will relay into their lives and yours, on how you act for yourself and how they act for themselves. Moving on. A challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama, and this is by being integral. Any areas of your life where drama and toxic people are, you need to separate yourself from that and act with integrity. Just be honest. At the end of the day, I feel like when we are honest, I'm somebody who is very honest. I'm sometimes too honest to a fault, where I will just say something because it's true and not candy coat it. A lot of people prefer you to candy coat shit, but that's not me. And I feel like in terms of things, by the end of it, people are grateful that you're honest and true, and those that are not, it causes more drama. You're just fueling drama, right? So be integral with who you are. Have patience with yourself and those around you. Understand yourself and why you feel the way you feel. That's all you need to do. I feel like sometimes when people go through dramatic situations, we try and empathize so much with the other person that we can't understand where they're coming from, because we're not like that. We don't react instantly to things in the same way that they do, or we do, but you know what I mean. What I'm saying is, from my perspective, it's like you can never really truly understand where the other person's coming from, because we never really truly actually know anybody other than ourselves. So you're only responsible for in here. 9 of Raphael. Make a wish, dreams become reality, and a joyful time in life. I think you need to dream big and go for exactly what you want. Stop letting fears hold you back. There are loyal people around you and you are supportive. They've got your back, but it's time for you to focus on your dreams and your wishes and your desires. If you do have worries in relationships where you're worried that this will actually just ruin things within a relationship, if it's just that, you need to be focusing on, again, number one, and realizing that those that are for you are going to support you and will stand by your side. And I definitely see those of you with partners like that. So have hope and faith with that you need to make the moves that you need to make. King of Ariel. Again, we have king energy. I'm getting a lot of leadership, very masculine energy of taking charge and taking control of your life, to be able to create what it is that you're looking for. This represents stability, success, accomplished and powerful. Your plans are working out very well. professional and financial success, using resources wisely. It is a time to be harnessing and using the astrology to our benefit, and it is a time where we're reaping rewards, we are manifesting exactly what we want. But it comes by making sure that we are taking inventory in this moment. The fact that we have large influx of finances, for example, it can go out as quick as it comes in if we're not being mindful. Keep that in mind, because I feel like in order to achieve our goals in this moment, that actually saving and investing is a very good time right now to be doing that. And that will bring us success rather than just being like, woohoo! I now can go on that holiday for the weekend and then my money's gone. Okay? And I get that. It's really hard not to do that because you want to go have fun. Clairaudience. This is Archangel Zedekiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind and from other people. I feel like there's a lot of wisdom around you. Remember that we are very connected to our angels during this time, so pay attention to your inner guidance. But also, again, you're here for listening to a reading. You might listen to other readers as well. Listen and take in the guidance. I feel like there's a lot of treasure in there that can help you move forward quicker towards your goals. Make a wish is dream big. These are our last two cards. And allow love. I feel like, again, you need to allow love to be the leader here, not fear, in order to go for what you dream. Make decisions based on your hearts, your wants, your passions in life, in order for your wishes to be fulfilled. But it is a time of dreaming energy, of wishing big. You are worthy of exactly what you want, so wish for it and make it come into play. That is the energies astrologically we're working with, is the fact that we should be dreaming as high as we can possibly dream and working towards making those active steps towards what we get. And I feel as though it's just coming to us naturally because we're telling the universe exactly what we want, and astrology is supporting us getting that. Does not mean that there's not any struggles. Does not mean you do not put in the work, because you do have to put in the work for things you want in life. But I just feel as though that once you take steps, it will come quite natural to you. And all of us during this time, we are very supported, and it's a great to take advantage of that energy, for positives, for gratitude, for love. Thank you so much for being here, Gemini. I greatly appreciate it. If you could take a moment to subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with any future readings, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next month.